3, 2, 1. Welcome to the Dave of the Dog Trainer podcast, episode 217.
17,
We
yes.
just figured that out 2 seconds ago. Happy Halloween, everyone.
Happy Halloween.
It's fucking Halloween right now.
Yeah.
And luckily, I got some plans tonight now.
You're welcome.
You know, Josh and I were just talking before we started the podcast episode that neither of us really had any plans today. And I was kind of sad about it because I was like, shit, I don't have like a Halloween party to go to.
Yeah.
I don't have anything, you know? And then, you know, because all of our friends, like all our friends, I feel like just recently moved new places and are like going to their neighbor's house for Halloween parties and like,
Yeah.
whatever. So Josh came and presented some plans. So we got some plans tonight now, which is pretty sweet.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. On that note, we had our Halloween photo shoot yesterday.
Oh, how'd that go?
Bro, it went great. We had like 32 dogs for it.
Okay.
So every year we do Halloween daycare, which is daycare, obviously. So the dogs come to daycare. And we set up a themed photo shoot for said dogs.
Yep.
Right? And it's funny. We were trying to do the math on it. I think this is like maybe the 5th year we did it. Because you did the first one.
I
You
did.
the first 2 or first one?
I think just first one.
The one with like the orange background or red background or whatever.
We did it upstairs.
See,
yeah.
I like that one a lot. So that one was wild because do you remember like so that very first one that we ever did, we had the dogs come in with their own. It was like a costume contest,
It was.
right?
Yeah.
It was legitimately a costume contest, which I actually kind of feel like now that I'm talking out loud, I got to bring that back next year and do that.
Yeah.
Because we did costume contests and all these dogs came and some of them had some wild ass fucking
They
costumes.
did. Yeah.
And it was like pure chaos kind of because like this is also back when we used to run like traditional daycare, which is like 12 hours of the dogs out together.
Yeah.
So we had like 25 dogs out with fucking Halloween costumes on, just like running around playing with each other like at our training. It was chaos.
It was chaos.
It was chaos.
Yeah.
But it was cool. It was really heavy emphasis on the costumes.
Yes.
Right? So then I feel like you did another. Was that the only one?
I did a couple Christmas shoots too.
All right. So then the years after, when Paige started doing it, she started doing like the themed Halloween daycares where like she was all like set design, like let's come up with a theme. And like the first year was just like I was trying to figure out what they all were. The first one was like true fall theme. Mm-hmm. No, you did 2.
Did I?
You definitely did 2 because you did this one, right? Did you do this?
Oh yeah, I did do that.
Right?
Yeah.
Hell
I did
yeah.
do that
Okay, here we go, right? So, boom, right? This was number 2 where, it was like not themed. Like we bought this like backdrop, this Nightmare Before Christmas backdrop, right? And we had a box full of fucking costumes and we just dressed all the dogs up. So it wasn't costume.
You're right. You're right.
You did 2.
I did too. Yeah.
Let's go. All right. Then, the next 3 years we did themed, where we did year 1 was fall themed, so like hay bales and like pumpkins and mums and like Happy Halloween sign over it and stuff like that. And that one was really cool. That one I think still we didn't have a theme as far as the costumes. It was just like fall kind of. Then they went full on with the themes. So they did then year 3, no, that would have been year 4 was Harry Potter, I'm pretty sure, where they had the sorting hat and they bought the different houses and stuff and like sorted all the dogs and stuff. Those came out good. Year 5 was Beetlejuice. That was last year. So we had a Beetlejuice background and we had the Beetlejuice costumes and stuff.
Yeah.
And then year 6, just yesterday, was Charlie Brown and the Great Pumpkin.
Oh, okay.
That's what we did. But the themes are really cool. But the thing is, like, all the dogs were dressed similarly to fit the theme. And it looks awesome. But I want to bring back the Halloween costume contest. So I think we're going to do that next year again.
There you go. Get some prizes.
Yeah. Make it more of like a true event.
Yeah.
Right? I think we got to do that next year.
Okay.
We're also about to announce Christmas photos with Santa.
Oh.
Santa Claus played by yours truly. So if you ever wanted a picture of your dog with me dressed up as Santa Claus,
this
is your opportunity to get it, right? So it's fun. Like it's like a cool little thing we do for our clients. It's great. Whatever. Halloween fun. Awesome. Right?
Yeah. You remember? I just remember 2018, I think we made Michael be Santa, but we did.
I wasn't there for that. I remember you guys did it. I think I might have been like out of town or something when that happened, though.
Yeah,
but I do remember that. Yes,
and that was ridiculous because that was at Heights K9 back in the day, and that was like people like there was like 60 dogs like signed up for it. I was like, this is going to take forever, and it took all day.
Yeah, we had to start capping it. Like, we put a cap of 25 dogs on, like, the daycare day.
Yeah.
Mostly because it's, like, with boarding dogs and everything, like, where the fuck are we going to put all these dogs? Like,
right.
We got to pull every kennel that we have in storage out so that we could, like, get going with it. Yeah. And I will say, so I generally don't have much of a hand in doing this, but, like, Kayla was out of town while we were doing it. And, like, obviously Bridget isn't here right now. And it's just so like we're like understaffed from that regard. So they were like, Kayla put me in charge of. She's like, you are in charge of Halloween daycare this year. You need to go get the dogs, get them dressed, get them going. And I told Paige and Ellen when we got there yesterday morning. We started at like 7:30. I said, we're working efficient today, right? I was fucking hustling. I was like, get the dog, put the costume on, get him set up, get him, get them all seated and waiting patiently, take the photos on to the next one. I was fucking cruising yesterday when we did it. It was funny, like Michelle, because Michelle was doing lessons in the other room, like kind of watching it through the fence. And then like Paige and Ella were obviously doing the actual shoot.
Yeah.
And like they kept like cracking up because they were like, you're like working like you're on a mission right now, but it's like, these dogs are just all probably like, what the fuck is going on right now?
Oh my gosh.
So we got that shit done. We did all like 32, it wound up being 32 dogs, including a couple of the staff dogs. We got all 32 dogs done in probably 2.5 hours, something like that. It was quick.
Yeah.
Quick.
Dang, when you get those back, we should
well, I don't have all of them. We posted them on Instagram.
Okay.
But we don't have. They're like you can see. So. Right. So they're all just like that.
Oh yeah.
Look at that, Charlie Brown, and then the Great Pumpkin Ghost. Look at the Snoopy shirt is really what kills me. We got the witch. Look at this. This guy's dressed up as a spider.
Oh yeah.
Right. Look at Corn Dog, Watson, and Pizza.
Oh my gosh.
That's so funny.
Yeah.
Look at this dog with the tiniest little hat. So this is Daisy, this Great Pyrenees that we work with.
Yeah.
And her owner brought this whole costume. It was like a skirt and a shirt.
Yeah.
And like all this stuff.
And then a little
And she ordered the hat thinking it was going to be like a normal size hat for her dog. And she gets it in and it's smaller. It's like half the size of this coffee cup on this fucking big ass Great Pyrenees. So I put it on anyways. I was like, this is hilarious.
Yeah, that's so funny. Then
there was one dog we had. Which one was it? Hold on, I'll find it real quick. Yeah. Okay. So this dog, Sophie, down here. It's hard to see, but this dog, right? She was like just too big for most of the costumes, but just too small for some of the big ones. So we're like, what the hell are we going to dress her up as? So like I just started grabbing shit. Like we had this wig from Beetlejuice. I put the wig on, and then the ghost costume was like too big to go over her head or too small to go over her head. So I just like wrapped it around her and tied it like almost like a cape. And we were like, what is she though? Like, what do we say that she is? Yeah, and then like Ella's sitting there and she determined that she looks like Rick from Rick and Morty. Like the white thing is like it's the lab coat and then the crazy mad scientist hair. Which was perfect because ironically, Sophie's owner texted me later. She's like, why am I having a hard time figuring out what Sophie is? And I told her that and she fucking loved it. Thought funny. It was the funniest thing in the world.
Good.
So Halloween daycare was a hit. It was fun. Like sometimes it's all just like serious. Like we're training dogs and we're doing fucking rehabilitation. Like all that kind of stuff,
Yeah.
And it's like sometimes a day like that is nice to just be like, oh, look, we're just chilling.
We're just having fun.
We're just chilling. Right? So, it's Halloween daycare.
Yeah.
2025. That's what we got for you.
Yeah. And
stay tuned for the costume contest.
Yeah.
Actually, you know what we could do? We could do, this is a good idea. I like this.
Okay.
For anybody that actually listens to this podcast, we're going to do a Halloween costume contest for all of you. If you guys either DM on Instagram to me your dog in their Halloween costume or email it to david@miraclecaninetraining.com or something like that,
okay,
I will judge them all. And the winner will get one of your choice of things. Like I'll do a free fucking virtual consult with you.
Okay.
I'll send you a leash or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
I'll fucking you'll win something.
You'll
win something.
Yes.
So send me your dogs in Halloween costumes, and then we will review them live on the show if we get enough submissions.
Okay.
And you'll win something.
Boom.
And it'll be worth your time. So
Yeah.
let's do that.
Okay.
That'd be cool, right?
That'd be
I hope
fun.
people actually do it.
Yeah, I think people will.
We'll see. They might not also though.
They will.
Sick. So that's Halloween daycare. Okay, so we got so that last week. So obviously we did that. We got a shadow student in town Monday and Tuesday, which was pretty sweet. Normally we get the shadow student on the pod. Couldn't do it because they were only here 2 days, Monday and Tuesday. Most people that come here, they come for 5 days. Right?
Yeah.
The shadow program, you have the option to do it like a couple days, like if it works with your travel schedule, obviously. But most of the people I try to get to come for 5 days because like. I always talk about like our shadow program. It's not like there's no curriculum to it. You know what I mean? It really is for you to see a variety of different things that might be going on a day-to-day basis.
For sure.
And, the less time you're here, the less time you have to see a variety of things. Now, this one actually worked out extraordinarily well. We had basically 2 days where we were able to just see a progression of 2 different things. So we had like a bunch of new board and trains in, right?
Yeah.
And then we had 2 formal lessons each day. And it's so funny. The first lesson that we had was these 2 doodles, like a follow-up training lesson of these 2 doodles. One finished a board and train recently. The other was like the daughter's dog who finished up a board and train a couple years ago. Okay. We were able to like fine-tune and tighten some things up. Looked really good. And then the evening lesson was an aggressive German Shepherd in-home lesson where we were working on socializing with new people. Day 2 was those board and trains and continuing to progress with those board and trains. But then it was also a doodle follow-up in the middle of the day, right? That was working on fine-tuning some like leash walking skills and things like that. And then an aggressive German Shepherd in the house that we were socializing with.
Dang. All right.
And it was cool because like in both cases, it was like the same thing, but like we had to approach it differently in each case. So they got to see how we troubleshoot in real time, right? Yeah. Because like, honestly, like in the first doodle lesson we did, there was some troubleshooting that we had to do in order to kind of work through the issue. And then in the second doodle lesson the following day, it was just like business as usual, like the standard approach we would take to working through the problem.
Sure.
We did, and we got the owner to fix it very easily. And then with the German Shepherds, the first one was like business as usual, worked out perfectly. It was cakewalk, right? It was great. We used the shadow students as like the test guinea pigs to like socialize with this dog and stuff. And then the second one that we did the next day was like a lot of troubleshooting, like wasn't really going quite as planned, and we had to kind of adjust and bob and weave to meet that, right? And with our shadow programs, this is one of the things that I really try to drive home with them when they're here is getting them not to look at, I think a lot of trainers out there that offer shadow programs, they truly have this curriculum they put the shadow student through where they're like, this is my program. We're going to take a dog and I'm going to show you how to work through my program. And it's painted almost in this light of like, it's my way or the highway, and you won't need to deviate from this plan. And like, as long as you follow this approach, this is why we've been able to get, this national recognition or global recognition or whatever it may be, which is, in my opinion, so fake. Because we know as good dog trainers that the best skill you could have as a good dog trainer is being able to troubleshoot on the fly when you run into issues and when you have to deviate from your training approach, because it happens very frequently, right?
Yeah.
And that's why I like the format of ours, is because they get to see all of the hiccups and the ups and the downs. And I was like intentionally pointing out as I was working with the dogs, like a lot of places where like I was being sloppy with certain things. And I was like, oh, like in real time, Like I could remember one right off the rip. We were doing some resource guarding drills with Tank the Rottweiler, where we were just testing where he was at with his resource guarding, and we were using a back tie for it and stuff. And at one point, like, he was doing fine with everything. Like, we pretty much verified he didn't really have serious resource guarding issues. But because of that, at one point, I put myself in a position where, like, I'm looking and I point out to them, I was like, guys, do you see what I'm doing right now? They're like, yeah. I don't know. What? Like,
right.
And I was like, look, see, I put myself in a position where I'm within the back tie and I am in a vulnerable position. And if this was a really dangerous dog, this would have been a really stupid thing that I fucking did. Right.
Right.
And they're like, oh, yeah, got it. So then I talked them through, all right, moving forward, this is what you do to make sure that doesn't happen, and et cetera, right? And kind of work through things that way. And there was just like multiple times shit like that happened where I was like pointing out those mistakes, right? And again, I truly feel like this is a point we've made the last like 4 or 5 episodes. The best skill you could have as a trainer, if you want to continue to grow, is to be able to highlight your mistakes and learn from them, right? Or highlight places where you needed to troubleshoot things where what you thought was going to work doesn't actually work, and you need to adjust and then alter moving forward.
Yeah.
Right? And those were the moments that I was really trying to convey to them. Right.
Yeah.
And it was just really cool to see. We had a great time. They were great. They're from Michigan, so they're not super far away. They're like 4.5 hours from here. They're in central Michigan. So they're planning on coming back up at some point and possibly doing a bit more shadowing and kind of going from there.
We'll get them on the podcast then.
We'll get them on the pod then.
Yeah.
But it was super cool.
Yeah, I was like, I mean, you couldn't ask for a better like 2 days.
Really? It was a good 2 days. Yeah. I mean, listen, like it was cool because like the days weren't too packed where like there was no opportunity to like sit down in between the lessons and be like, all right, well, did you have any questions on this? Do you have any questions on that? Is there anything in particular you want to go over today? Stuff like that. But it was not too dead, obviously, where there wasn't enough for them to see. The lessons weren't too boring where, there was no good troubleshooting that they were able to see in the process or anything like that.
For sure.
So that was super cool. And that kind of segues into a topic here. So I texted you. Let's see. Okay, so we got a comment on YouTube, and I wanted to bring this up because this goes hand in hand with what we were talking about in our shadow program. So the people that came up, they both, they're not new to training. They've been training before, but this is their first year owning a business, right? And a consistent thing we talk about a lot is when you're early in your training, like business ownership, right? Or even when you're a veteran with it, right? The best thing that you have to grow your company is your reputation and the success of your clients. That's it. That's the only thing that matters, right? If you want to keep clients coming back to you, keep making sure you're putting dogs out there where the owners are wanting to rave about your service, right? So we got a question, ironically, just 2 days ago, a day ago, something like that, on a YouTube episode that we did called Trainers Are Failing Dogs. Episode 213 is a great episode. Watch it if you haven't. And they said, always love your episodes. I'm just starting out as a trainer, and I wanted to start with a budget-friendly board and train. If I include the follow-ups free, it puts me over how much time I want to spend for that much pay. If the follow-up sessions are cheap, is that good enough, or should I just undercharge? Because I'm new, I don't know if I'll get people for much more expensive. So I want to approach the answer to this question from a couple of different angles here.
Sure.
Right? So angle number one, and this is a point that I made in that specific episode. They said they want to start with a budget-friendly board and train, and if they include follow-ups for free, it puts me over how much time I want to spend for that much pay. Okay, so the first thing here is we have to look at, and this is something I did with the shadow student, we have to look at the services we're offering, right? Let's take a look at our services that we're offering. And we say, all right, we offer a board and train, we offer one-on-ones. Why would you ever sell something to somebody where it is not a complete training program?
Right.
Right? So if we're saying we're going to offer a board and train program, but follow-ups are going to be at an extra cost. What that means is we are giving the option to clients to purchase a board and train without follow-up sessions, which means they are purchasing an incomplete board and train program, an incomplete training program, a program that we know with 100% certainty is not going to be able to successfully resolve their issues because it's not training the client.
Right.
So this is where we sometimes get too businessy in our mind from a numbers standpoint, and we go, man, well, if I factor in, if I give 5 follow-up sessions away with it, and I'm only charging $1,000 for my board and train, how would I make money off of that? I'm going to lose money, et cetera, et cetera. But if I charge more for it, people aren't going to pay for the service. Okay, well, you're in a critical stage in your business where you need to prove your worth to your clients.
Yeah.
And that means you're going to be doing shit for free, right? Or you're going to be doing shit for way, way, way less than what you think you should be getting for it.
Yeah.
You've got to prove your worth.
Yep.
Right? So the first thing we need to do is we need to immediately make sure that any service that we're offering that is not a complete program, meaning something that is not going to actually, truly, confidently resolve the issues that our clients are hiring us for, we need to eliminate completely. There cannot be anything like that you offer, right? That's just the way it is.
Yeah.
Right? Forget pricing and everything. First and foremost, look at the services you're offering, sans pricing, and say, will this actually help my clients or not? Right?
Yeah.
And as we were looking through, for example, our shadow students programs, because this is what we did the end of the last day, we went out to dinner and they had their pricing sheet for all of the services they offer. And what we did is we just took them one service at a time. And we said, what is this service for, right? You know, what is your goals that you're looking to achieve in this? Do you feel confident you could achieve those goals, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, and move down the list. And we wound up finding, I think it was 3 or 4 programs that basically I said, it's not my business, so you guys can do what you want, obviously, but if this were me, I would eliminate these programs altogether.
Yeah.
Right? Because the only reason why you're offering these programs is to have more tiers so that if people are hesitant to spend X amount of dollars on a service, that they have another option where you could still sell them something, basically.
Yeah.
Right? And maybe you could get, I'm not saying you're not going to achieve anything. You know what I mean? Like maybe you get something done, but what's the number one most important thing, like I said, with clients that are coming in is for them to have a fucking banging experience. Right? And if this service is only going to provide them a moderately banging experience, then that's not what we want to be offering.
It's not worth it,
Right? So that's the first thing that we got to do is you've got to look at what is the absolute minimal amount of follow-up sessions that I want to be able to provide with my board and train where I can confidently say that if the client does the work, they unquestionably will be successful with this. Right? And then you need to say anything other than that is not an option. I'm taking it off of the table. It will not be something that I offer. I will not offer a mediocre service to people, right? From there, what you do is you gauge your value, right? Right now, at this exact moment of time, let's say you want to make however much money off of your board and train. I don't know, whatever. Right, $1,000 off of it, $1,500 for it, $2,000 for it, right? And you charge that much for it, and people aren't coming to you. People are not paying for it. It doesn't matter how much you want to make, right? So they said here, it puts me over how much time I want to spend for that much pay, right? You don't get to decide that, unfortunately.
Right.
And I mean this in the most respectful possible way, obviously. You don't get to decide how much you want to get paid for something. Right?
No.
Actually, you do. You get to decide how much you want to get paid for something. You do not get to decide how much you get paid for something.
Yeah. Okay. I get that.
Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Right? I don't know what the right wordage there is. But I think you guys are getting where I'm going with it.
I get what you're saying, yeah.
Where it's like, you know, like if you, like I could want to make fucking $27,000 per day from my board and train programs. Right?
Yeah.
But that don't mean people are going to fucking pay me that. Right? So you got to figure out what are people willing to pay for your service then at that point. So you say, I have the program, right? Sure. Maybe this is my target goal of how much I want to make for it. Sure. If you think you're worth that at this point, price yourself at that. But if people don't come to you, that's saying not that your service, this is another distinction I want to make. It doesn't mean that your service isn't worth that. That is not what it means, right? Because you very well may be offering an incredible service to people, but they just don't know. The marketplace doesn't know it yet.
Yeah.
They don't know it yet.
Yep.
So we need to make sure the marketplace knows that. And you can do that one of two ways, right? Way number one, market yourself better, right? So show the world why you're worth that much before they sign up for the program. Yeah. Market yourself better and showcase this is the work that I do.
Right.
Right? Or option two is you have to provide that service for people for way less money than you want to make for it so that you can get people in the door and you could start to build a reputation that, wow, I just got 10x the value of what I spent out of this program.
Right.
They start talking about it to people. Your demand goes up. You get to then raise your prices to what you're actually worth.
Yeah.
Right?
100%.
So this is the way that you need to be looking at this. And this is what I push to my clients that are coming in for shadow programs is you have to make sure your programs are in order first, right? That you are selling something that is high quality to people. Because if you're selling mediocre trash, right? Let's say 25% of the programs that people buy are really good programs and they have a great experience, but 75% of them are either it was an okay experience, but it wasn't worth like raving about to your friends and family, or 25% of them, it's like, oh, I feel like I bought this because I was expecting this and I actually got less the value than what I paid for, right? That's going to hurt you even more.
Right.
So we need to solve that issue first and foremost. Then you gauge your price based on what the marketplace is willing to give you, and you make sure you increase your value by showing your value through your marketing or through providing that service for enough people so they start talking about it being worth the value.
Right.
That's what we did. We didn't used to charge jack shit for our services. I remember back in the day, right, for every one of our services, we were priced cheaper than any of our competitors. I remember when I did a 3-week board and train, that was $1,700.
Wow.
Right?
Yeah.
Still sounds like a lot, obviously. It's more than what some other people are charging for theirs. But considering the fact that we're charging $5,000 for a 4-week board and train right now, like that's a pretty substantial price difference.
Yeah.
And it might have even been cheaper than $1,700. I don't know, whatever. It was somewhere between $1,000 and $2,000, right? Yeah. But we've been able to increase our price for our service and increase our capacity of how many board and trains we could train all at once by proving our value to people, right? And that's by eliminating the fluff, right? Like we used to offer 3 tiers of one-on-one programs. I just told this story. I'm sure I told it on the podcast before, but I was telling it to my shadow student. I remember when I used to offer for one-on-ones, right? A 4-session program, a 7-session program, and a 10-session program, right? And the 4-session was like, this is a leash walking program, or we could maybe do like 1 or 2 like obedience goals in it, right? Yeah. And then the 7-session program was like, you know, this is on leash training, but maybe we can get to like an off leash recall in it. And then the 10-session program was like behavior mod and or like full off leash training, right? And I did that for a while, and I was finding that the 4-session program, like most of the time was like enough to meet the goals that the clients had, but every now and then it just like we weren't ending in a good enough spot, and I wound up giving them like 2 extra sessions for free or something like that to make sure we got where we needed to be. And then I was like, it would be really great if I had more time with all these dogs. Maybe I switched to just doing the 7 and the 10-session program, right? We nixed the 4-session program, and I convinced myself that all those people that bought the 4-session program, there's no way they would pay substantially more for the 7-session program. Guess what? Next year, we made way more money off our one-on-one programs because even if 50% of those people signed up for the 7-session program, big picture, we were making more money, right? And I was offering a better service, right?
Yeah.
Then we hit a point where I'm doing the 7 and the 10-session program, and I was like, damn, this 7-session program is cool, but man, if I really had those extra 3 sessions with all my clients, man, we'd really be off to the races. It would just give us more time to prove things and end in a better spot. So I said, you know what, fuck it. I'm going to cut that program also, right? And I remember when I did that, same deal. I told myself, now I'm asking even more out of people. Guess what? Next year, we made even more fucking money.
Yeah.
Right? And we were providing a better service for those people. And then we had one program, which we've had now to this day, aside from the puppy program that we added to things, that now I could confidently say, if you sign up for this 10-session program, there is like maybe 1% of dogs need an extra session or 2 on the back end of that.
Right.
And at that point, I just give it to them. You know what I mean? Like you're putting in the work. We need this extra session or two. My reputation is the most important thing. You already gave me almost $3,000. I'm just going to give you this extra fucking session.
Yeah.
Right? So we did that. And it was the best thing we ever did. And then same with the board and train. We used to offer a 2, 3, and 4 week program. I went through the same fucking thing with that. Where I said, man, the 2 weeks, I really wish they were 3 weeks. And then 3 weeks, man, if I had that extra week, right? Most of these dogs would just be that much better.
Yeah.
We eliminated it all. Then we got to just a 4 week program then.
Yep.
And that's the way you got to look at it, right? Get your services in check first.
Yeah.
Get your services in check first. Figure out how much money you're worth and just put out good fucking dogs. Guys, it doesn't take long to build a good reputation for yourself. And this is where the other, so I approach this from 2 angles, right? Angle 1 is don't offer shitty services. Angle 2 is your don't offer shitty service structures, I should say, right? Offer only ones that in theory should be good enough for your clients, right? Option 2 is gauge your worth based on the demand you're getting. Here's option 3. Ready for this? This is the tough one sometimes for people.
Okay.
Right? You could do both of those things right. You could offer a service that in theory should be good enough for your clients. You're like, I feel like this is enough for people. You could be charging fucking nothing, right? You could charge $200 for a fucking board and train.
Yeah.
This is where you start to find out, though, if you're doing this and people are still not coming to you, right? Maybe then we need to look at the actual training we're doing and say, is it as good as we think it is?
Yeah.
That's a tough one sometimes for people, right? And I'm not even speaking to this individual directly now at this point, right? But I see that all the time where it does not take long to build a good reputation for yourself, right? You get 1 or 2 clients that are raving about your service, right? I promise you, especially if you're at a fair price point, you will get more business from that. Unquestionably. You unquestionably will get more business from that.
Yeah.
Right? And if you're not, right? If you are not getting more business from that, we need to look at, is that person as thrilled with the service as I think they are?
Right.
Right? Because sometimes we can convince ourselves, like our clients come back and they're being nice and they're like, oh yeah, things are going pretty good. Right? Yeah, I'm happy.
Yeah.
Right? I've heard that before from people. I get it. Right? But you can kind of read through it sometimes where they're just like, maybe they've kind of, the client has kind of convinced themselves, maybe this is as good as my dog's going to get. Maybe they really like you. Maybe you're a nice person. Right?
Yeah.
But like, and it's like, well, I didn't spend that much money on it, so it's not that big of a deal.
Yeah.
These are real things.
Yeah.
Right? These are things myself as a consumer I've felt with businesses before where it's like, I'm not mad at you. You were great. You were nice. Right? But whatever. The steak was still overcooked, right? It just wasn't that great. I'm not going to go home and rave about it to my friends and family. I'm not mad, right? I like you. You're a nice person, right? But I'm not going to go back to your restaurant, right?
Yeah.
Or whatever, insert any type of fucking business that there is out there.
Right.
So there's a difference. That's what I talk a lot about. There's a difference between clients that are happy and clients that are absolutely fucking ecstatic.
Yeah.
There is a difference, and you need to be able to distinguish the difference between the two.
Yeah. It's funny. I showed you that I was reading that book, the Power of Why.
Power of Why. Simon, what's his last name? Sinek or something.
Sinek. Yeah, I don't know how you say it. Sinek. I don't know. But anyway, I was just reading. There's the 3 different things, of what businesses do to get. More clients or more sales. And a lot of people get stuck in what they call he called it the gimmick.
The gimmick.
Yeah.
Tell me about it.
And it was basically the same thing you used like GM. When they started like their buyback program, and then they got stuck in this loop of they were losing $300 on every vehicle because they were doing this buyback program to get people in.
Yeah.
And then that just kind of made me think of that. Because not that it's a gimmick, but when you have all these tiers, and like you said, it's like oh well, if you can't do our high option, here's this like you said, mediocre option. Was it really worth it? Because it's like if they didn't have the best experience, like to you, you're like, oh, I gave them like a huge discount for this. It's like maybe $500, $1,000 cheaper, but it's still a lot of money to the client probably, and they're still going to be like, that was not worth what I paid for.
Yeah.
And I think you'll get stuck in a trap.
Yeah, for sure.
So it's like you might as well, like you said, just give them the best you can give. Like if you know like the 4 weeks is better than the 2 week, obviously.
Yeah.
Why even have the 2 week?
Here's another way to look at this, right? And I've never talked about this, I don't think specifically, but like, so most businesses, when you start a business, you need to invest a significant amount of dollars into it in order to start that business, right? 40 grand, 50 grand, sometimes more, right? To get up and running with things, you know, your build out at your location, whatever, paying staff initially, like whatever. You got to make an investment, right?
For sure.
Look at your first year in business as the pro bono work that you do is your investment in your business into your marketing so that you could get more business later on. Yeah. I think there's something to be said about it. I genuinely do believe this. Like if you're just starting out, if you really want to gauge your worth, right?
Yeah.
Train for free.
Yeah.
Go find people that want training and offer them whatever service you are going to pay for and tell them by the end of it, pay me what you think it's worth.
Yeah.
Or whatever, you know? Program's free. If you want to tip me on the back end, you can, obviously. Because if you are still struggling to get people to sign up for the service,
right,
that's a problem, right? That'll gauge your worth right there and then, right?
Yeah.
And you will you'll make that investment of like whatever profit you would have made if you were charging minimal to nothing. Look at that as your $40,000 investment into your business so that you then have, by the end of the year, 20 people that are raving about your services, so then you immediately have business coming in or something.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, I know his situation is a little different, but wasn't our boy Revolutionary K9?
Oh, yeah, so he said a bag of dog food.
A bag of dog food at Home Depot, you know?
Yeah, for sure.
That's how he started it.
Yeah. That's a lot of it, man. I mean, it's crazy. It's crazy to think about.
Yeah.
Fuck, I'll talk about it right now. We talked about last time. This is very sad. Fucking Kingston, you know? So Kingston came to Halloween daycare yesterday.
Oh.
I told you they were going to unfortunately have him put down, right? And they wound up delaying it just a little bit because he was doing a little better. I believe they wound up putting him down last night, which is very unfortunate. Kingston was fucking OG.
Yeah, OG.
But we'll talk about Kingston here for a minute. Kingston was a Rottweiler that very early in I met him, how long ago? 10 years ago.
Yeah.
Right? I met him 10 years ago, right? And Kingston, I was just starting to get into behavior mod work, and I started hearing about this dog, Kingston, because his owner was going to like different seminars and whatever, trying to get help from him because he's just a crazy reactive Rottweiler.
Right.
And I was like, you know what? I was like, I want to help that dog. I think I can help that dog, whatever. So I reached out to her, and I'm pretty sure I offered to train the dog for free. I said, bring him in for a board and train, you know, and I'll work with him and I'll help you with it, right?
Yeah.
Did it. Kingston did very well, right? Owner was thrilled with the service that she got. She appreciated everything that we were doing for her. And look at this. Look at this OG picture of me and Kingston. Look at this. Boom.
Oh, man.
Look at how regal he was back in the day, man.
Yeah, he was.
That's a good-looking Rottweiler right there.
I'll tell you that.
That's a good-looking Rottweiler. He's a big motherfucker, too. But Kingston did the training, right? And he did great, but I did it for free, right? And the owner of Kingston was very connected with a rescue at the time, a couple different rescues now at this point. She knew tons of people in the dog world. Guys, this service that I offered for probably free for him probably turned into this might be a fucking exaggeration. It might be, but I don't think it is. That dog might have turned into $100,000 of business for me.
Yeah. I could see it.
Maybe more.
Yeah.
Maybe more with the connections that I made through that dog. I mean, it's crazy, right? Yeah. And just great relationships. Like Waffles, my one dog, I wound up getting from Kingston's owner because she was fostering him. Like,
oh, that's where he came from, huh?
Yeah. Mary Jo was fostering him. Yeah. But that was just, I mean, that's just a great example of a dog early on that I did it with. Another one, right? The head behavioral warden at our local county shelter, Cuyahoga County Animal Shelter, right? I met her at a JJAC seminar way fucking back in the day, probably going to be about 10 years ago or so, 9-10 years ago. And I met her there, and she had this psycho fucking dog, Diego, this dog, J-Jack didn't know what to do with this dog. She had been to a bunch of other trainers, was taking him to seminars. Nobody knew what to do with this dog. And I was like, you know what? Same deal. I was like, why don't you come on in? Like, I want to try to help you out, right? Yeah. Came in, right? Did a board and train with him. Pretty sure I did it for free or next to nothing, right? And that spawned into a 10-year relationship that I've now had with Cuyahoga County Animal Shelter. They have sent so many dogs to us. I was just at the shelter like a week and a half ago, something like that, spending 2 hours with their staff working with some of their dogs there. They've sent so many fucking dogs to me now at this point. Like, it's just, you know what I mean? Like, it turned into a fucking incredible relationship. And
love it.
That's just like the power of making that investment and not worrying early on in things about making a bunch of money.
Right.
Right?
Yeah.
Even if that means you got to do this part-time on the side so you can do it for free or next to nothing to build these connections, you got to do that. But again, you got to make sure the service you're offering is good. I could have did these free board and trains with both of these people, very well-connected people in the dog world in Cleveland, and I could have done a shitty job, right? Yeah. I couldn't have gotten anywhere with it. They could have not liked me, right? Like, and it wouldn't have worked out. But you got to make those investments early on so that you could see what the possibilities are, you know?
Yeah. You got to sow the seeds.
Yep. So, yeah, that was cool.
Yeah. Dang, poor Kingston. He had a long life, though.
Dude,
good life.
He was the man.
Yeah, he was.
Almost kept him. He was almost my dog.
Yeah?
Almost did.
That'd been crazy.
I know. We talked about what, like a couple episodes ago, the changing of the guard, you know, all these fucking OG dogs.
Yeah.
It is what it is, you know?
Yeah. But like I said, it's still so cool to like see that you affected like those dogs having great lives.
Yeah.
For 10 years plus. So it's like, hey,
tis true.
That's the proof in the pudding right there, you know?
Tis true. That's for sure. Cool. So I'll give you guys some tea to end on here.
Tea?
I want to start adding some of these fucking videos back in, man. Because, like, there's some videos I've been seeing these days.
Okay.
That are fucking driving me crazy. Driving me fucking crazy.
Oh, Lord.
Let me see if I can find this one.
Okay.
All right, I saw this yesterday. So, here's the thing, right? I love e-collar technologies, right? And when I say I love e-collar technologies, I love e-collar technologies product.
Yeah.
Right? They make a great product. Their e-collar is fantastic. I still think it's the most superior one on the market for the price.
Okay.
Are there some things I'd like to change with it? Sure. In the grand scheme of things, I like e-collar technologies. E-collar technologies has been doing this thing, though, over this... I think it started maybe this year, beginning of this year. Boy. Where e-collar technologies, if anybody tries to do a collaboration post with them, they just accept it. It's like they don't even fucking watch these videos, honestly.
Oh, no.
So if you guys want to see some examples of people that have no fucking idea what they're doing with an e-collar, go to e-collar technologies page and just scroll through the videos because all you're going to see is that, right? So I saw one yesterday.
Oh, jeez.
And it was... Hold on. It was this. All right. So it says before. There's a wiener dog in a yard. It says ignoring me and living in their world. See, they keep trying to call this wiener dog over, right? Dog's blowing him off because the dog isn't trained, obviously, right?
Okay.
No big deal, right? So it keeps going. Dog's just doing its thing, sniffing around, ignoring the recalls, right? And then after, using tone recall.
Yes, good girl. Oh, good girl.
Wow, and look at the recall is going great. They're like, all this changed. Tone recall is a game changer and my favorite thing to work on with dogs. Open up their world with a solid, non-negotiable recall thanks to e-collar technologies. Okay, guys. Guys, tone recall fixed your recall. So what you're saying is instead of me saying come, if you just make a beeping noise, your dog's going to just automatically come back to you every single fucking time, right? Because that's literally what you're saying in the fucking video.
Right.
After using tone recall. Fuck me. I can't handle some of this shit anymore, right? Or maybe it has absolutely nothing to do with the fucking tone, and you just train the dog what a fucking recall is.
Yeah.
Maybe it's just that.
Maybe
the tone has nothing to do with it. Literally, quite literally, the tone has nothing to do with it.
I didn't even know it had a tone option.
Yeah, it does. You can change the vibrate to tone.
Oh.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, that's an option. You do if you want. I mean, there's nothing wrong with it, obviously.
I'm gonna-
training a tone as a recall is a real thing, obviously, right?
Yeah.
Like, but it's a cue.
Yeah.
Right? Like,
Yeah.
it's like, okay, like, tone, come, here, potato, watermelon, vibrate. Some people will train vibrate recall. You take any of these just meaningless stimuli.
Yep.
The dog whistle, you see people use the dog whistle,
yeah.
right? People just think, like I see clients buy the dog whistle. They're like, I tried the dog whistle with my dog and it didn't work, right? And it's like, well, the dog whistle doesn't do anything. It's just a fucking noise. Like it's literally just a noise. It doesn't just like dogs don't come out of the womb understanding that the whistle means they have to come back to their owner. Right. Like it literally is just a nonverbal thing that you use to train it as the cue. Right. But you still have to train the dog what a recall is, and you have to reinforce the recall or punish for noncompliance of the recall. Like that's what makes the dog recall, not switching to a tone. Because videos like this make people go out and fucking buy an e-collar and think, oh, all I ever need to do is use the tone. But wait, my dog's not listening to it. What's going on? Why isn't my dog listening to the tone? Because the tone is meaningless. Tones don't make dogs just come back.
No.
Right? So, like, I watch these videos and I get frustrated sometimes because it's like, guys, like, are we, like, my optimist brain says this trainer isn't that fucking stupid that they actually think the tone is making a difference. But at the same time, maybe they are.
Yeah. Maybe they are.
Maybe they actually are. Maybe they actually think the tone is what's making the dog fucking come back to them.
Right.
Beep, 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 you know what I was just about to do? I was like, let me check I want to see the comments. I want to see what people are saying in the comments. There's no comments.
Oh.
Probably because people are like, oh,
yeah,
that was dumb. So guys, listen, I don't want to get too shit talky on the podcast, but maybe what I'll start doing is I'll start having a just singular, you know what grinds my gears segment like on the podcast episodes. Or I could take something like that and be like, well, that was kind of stupid.
Yeah. Oh man.
So that's what I saw the other day, and I was just like, fuck me. Like,
yeah, that's ridiculous.
Guys, the tone. Since switching to tone recall, my dog listens every time.
Instead of saying come, I just hit him with the
hit
beep.
him with the tone.
Yeah. Boop. Wow.
Fuck.
You're right. They should probably
dude, everything. I mean, that's literally their page. It's just like it's here, let me find it. E-collar Technologies. Like literally, it's just like these are all other people's videos.
Yeah.
Right? And I'm sure we can go through this and like literally talk about all the bullshit that's in it because there's some dumb shit on there. But we won't right now. We'll just use that one.
Maybe you should start collaborating with E-collar Technologies.
No fucking way. No fucking
You're
way.
like, do not put me on that.
Because I don't want to be mixed in with that, right? Because that's the thing. Like all these trainers are doing it now just because they know they'll accept the collaborations. They're doing it as like this like promotional thing. It's like, no, like it defeats a purpose. It's not even cool. Yeah. It's not cool to do that.
It's not cool. It's not cool, man.
It's not cool because it's not doing anything for you. Because since they're doing it with everybody, it's not like E-collar Tech's followers are like going on their page like, let me go find some trainers to follow, right? All it's doing is benefiting E-collar Tech.
Oh, yeah.
Right? By collaborating with them, literally all that it's doing is putting your clients towards them. Which, listen, I sell their products, right? I use their products. That's fine. But I'm not just going to go out of my way to like do a bunch of free marketing for fucking E-collar Tech.
Right.
So
Cool.
So that's what I got. Happy Halloween, everybody.
Happy
Don't
Halloween.
do anything stupid with your dogs tonight. Not that you're going to see this until a couple weeks after Halloween, but next year,
You better not
don't
have.
do anything stupid with your dogs. Send your fucking Halloween costumes to me. I want to see them, and I want to give somebody something for free, but I want enough of them where I could review them and then give them out to somebody.
Boom.
All right, guys. Until next time.
See you.